This is sort of a sidebar to some of the things that Gaia Shaman Patty Broussard has sort of relayed to the public through various outlets, right? About, if you will, organizational hierarchies or the invisible landscape, things that are taking place that you don't see, but they're happening. And so as I mentioned before, a number of years ago. But on the other hand, you could say, well, where's the direct evidence, right? Because if you haven't experienced it directly, then it's hearsay, right? So now you're back to who do you trust? The one you're with, your soul and spirit, right? Connected to the one. So the one knows what's going on. So that's where I get my intel, right? Because we're connected to everything. So you see how that goes. Nevertheless, I do spend a little bit of time, not every morning. It just depends on when I'm compelled to do it because of some change that I'm anticipating. And sure enough, I experience that change. So you know what change is when change in events or trends, which are patterns, burn patterns of behavior that represent the planetary consciousness field, that we become aware of any changes as a result of the communication, the microphones that are communicating with us. Now, this is significant in terms of my journey from the time I came out of my biological mother's womb in 1951, and why I've spent quite a bit of time early on in life in the military hierarchical end of things, which is structural organization, formatting the movie. You know what a format is, right? Computer formats, formatting the drive motor, the disk, the CD-ROM, how all that works. And so, when I grew up as a child, I was very fortunate to know we interrupt this program to bring you this broadcast, that kind of stuff. And telling my parents as soon as we had a TV in our house that this thing's trying to program me. Right? Okay. So so you realize you're an anon. I'm not going to allow them to program me. Right? Because you realize that you're in an APIN grid. And so what's noteworthy now, particularly when you put this in the context of adrenochrome, the information superhighway and how information is running through the servers now, people are waking up because of the codes, because of the frequencies, because of the shields, the shield mechanics, because the encryption code in this planet was severely damaged. And that required other shields to come in to anchor, okay, the power, it's like the power company came in to funnel in energy, right, to keep the poles in balance, buy time, right, open the gates, and all the rest that's come out over the years. But this little broadcast of mine is because of something I became aware of this morning, which was just a little meme that comes out that talked about Disney Corp and how, when you understand what mass media programming is, density, right? The speed at which we're experiencing the movie in our holographic projector, right? The speed at which moving pictures, how fast are we moving, right? A record player, right? A CD-ROM player. How fast is the movie that every unit of consciousness is experiencing here, right? How fast is it playing? Play one, record two, rewind, fast forward. And so when you know this, actually, before I came in here, the sports is a huge market, particularly in ad revenues, right? Because look at how many people play games, which are binary linear games, linear sequence games on the horizontal plane. Let's play games, ping pong, right, back and forth. That's what it is. It's binary. Hey, I'm over here. I'm on this side of the net, and I'm going to whack the ball, see if you can return it. And if not, I get points. Now you see how the electron exchange rate occurs that way, right? To maintain the balance in the poles between negative and positive magnetic polarity, right? So in this particular case, the Disney Corp, which was Disney, remember who Disney is? Freemasons, all them folks that are all connected, right? Through bloodlines, through families, right? formations of consciousness that represent all the seed that represents that particular race line to the first father of that race line with the first mother, female mitochondria, right? Okay. And so this plugs directly into Walt Disney. And if you want to, the Knights of Malta, the Knights Templars, the Round Tables, right? Arthur, Guinevere, Roman Empire, Caesar, Ireland, the UK, all this stuff, how this all is connecting all the dots with the electrical dynamically linked libraries of circulation, right? It's running through the veins and the circuits of the planet. It's running through ours, which is all of our cellular memories held in planetary memory banks. So when I heard this morning, I got the mic, that the Disney Corporation is going through a restructuring. And guess what? And what you'll notice, for instance, guys like Jalen Rose, who were very successful in the NBA, Jeff Van Gundy was a broadcaster for the NBA. Some of these guys and girls who've been a part of the ESPN, Walt Disney Corporation's broadcast for many, many years in major markets like Major League Baseball, NBA, NFL, right? So ESPN has a lot of folks pay attention to what goes on in these ping pong games. So for those folks, for as many as you realize that are leaving, that's a major layoff. So the word is that Disney's going through a major restructuring. Oh, an organizational restructuring. Now, you can tie this into Rattletrap 776 and a lot of the data that he came out with and all the stuff that Karen McDonald puts up, along with Patty Broussard, Alfred Labramont-Weber, who monitor what's going on, right? And this is like another puzzle piece that you can fit into the cross-word puzzle, right? Yeah, words are letters, fire letters, numbers are energy, the function of 4, the function of 3, the function of 1. Complex number space, C space, 3 space. Remember C3PO, R2D2? I know, Mama. So it's not uncoincidental that these layoffs are apparently going to take effect on guess what date? July 4th, 1776. Whoa. Can you see the choreography in this? The synchronicities in this? Right? July 7. 3rd is 1 or 0. And then you have July 4th, which is what? 7-Eleven. Right? Slurpees. I know. So I thought that I would post this as a noteworthy event, okay? Because now it's going to be, interesting to see the replacement and, if you will, the map read of the frequencies and the vibration of the operators of the mass production of communication that's coming out of their networks, right? So I wonder how many folks that were running the Disney Corporation are actually still there. The ones that were there. You know, the ones I'm talking about. Not the ones that we are, the other ones. Not ones, but you know what I mean. Jelly bean. So this is a noteworthy event, and because of that, I thought I'd share that. The numbers don't lie. The math doesn't lie. Have a good evening, all of you. Have a great day. Be good to yourselves.